Oh, he's done it again.
Fuck.
He's done it again. He presented himself being cheeky, and he's still muted and not even in.
It's quite a lot of cheating goes on in this.
That's no good. I would have been first then.
Quite a lot of cheating.
You were first. I hit the wrong button. I think I hit everybody.
Oh.
Am I moving as an image? Because I can't see it on my
Yeah, you're fine, mate.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
That was me.
Hello, Richard. Fancy seeing you here.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Is Brad coming in or what? Come on.
Nah, look at him. He's fumbling.
He's lost his way. He's muted. He's talking to
muted. He's
himself.
not even. Can't even hear him. Look.
Which one of you hit me? Because I couldn't unmute myself.
When Rick came in, I was trying to unmute and I pressed hide all participants.
John is getting far too competitive. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ideal Home Show, episode 124. On tonight's show, it is literally jam-packed tonight. We're literally going to be talking about jam.
We've got to speed up the way how fast we talk just to get through it all, haven't we, this week?
It's one of those shows tonight where it's just off the chain. We have on the show, we have Travava, we have Mashhahed, we have Trump Corner, we have Hall of Fame, we have a giveaway, a massive giveaway, a humongous giveaway. The prize totaling upwards of £12. But not just one prize, 5 available prizes depending on. Yeah, but it depends. But it's going to be one of those shows.
£12.
Well, we'll see. Let's see how it pans out. And we will also be talking quite a lot about pumping.
We like pumping.
Quite pump-heavy show. So let's get into it. James.
Good evening.
How has your week been?
Good, thanks.
What did you have for lunch?
Dead air moment there.
I had a sandwich, thanks.
What are you drinking?
I've got lager, thanks.
If you had to hospitalise a former prime minister, which one would it be?
Oh, Thatcher. Definitely Thatcher.
You're already dead. How can you hospitalise? You don't know, glue her back together. Or maybe you could put her in an etch sketch.
No. Yeah, forget the living or dead thing.
Oh,
just
whatever.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
And what are you vaping on?
Okay, Doug. Week has been good. Things. What have I done this week? I've eaten lots of things. Eaten lots of meat in the last 48 hours. Had a good meat feast of meat in the last 48 hours. Went out for me dinner, me dinner. Yeah, yesterday I went to the meet up and had meat. Big. It's like a barbecue place in Sunderland. It's the unluckiest barbecue place certainly in Sunderland anyway. It keeps changing hands, and every time it changes hands, it gets better and better, but it still keeps. Anyway, so yesterday I had brisket burger thing. It was excellent. What else? This week I've taken a sabbatical from UKS. I've kind of put that on the back burner and stopped the admin in there for a little while. See how that goes. Because it's been quite busy. Yeah, because we've got Easter, kids are off, birthday. I've got lots of birthdays coming up in the immediate future. So it's been a busy week. It's been good. I've enjoyed it though. What am I favorite? Pardon?
More than one birthday a year.
More than not my birthday.
Oh, sorry.
Just
there are lots of birthdays coming up, and I thought
not my birthday. Yes, sorry. Yes. Well, I mean, it would be almost 6 months. No, it wouldn't be almost 6 months. 5 months. Yeah, 5 months is almost 6 months. No, my wife's and my mother's in the next couple of days. And I wanted to see. I've got to see my little notes book. I just want to say good luck to Ian Ferrelli, who's moving to Texas today. He's not watching the show. He's on an airplane. So that's that. What am I vaping on? I am vaping on, as always, the Lugos, the Viper V2 with a whistle on the top, and in there is Tobacco Crunch, which is from concentrate and is very tasty. And same as last week, Got the Shadow Viper X was on the top, and in there is still Spectrum Vaping custard creams. I've got loads of them. There was a thread on today saying how many juices have you got, and a few of us answered that it was loads. And I've accumulated quite a few. Some of them are a year old, some of them are a few months old. Some of them I'm terrible for. Does anybody else just like keep a juice for like?
It was kind of a difficult question because I run a liquid company. So
yeah, that's not fair.
I've still got juice from the first expo.
I mean,
I said over recently, 30, but I think it's over 50. I reckon I've got.
Yeah, I mean, I recently on my own group a few months ago anyway, I had a big box of juice, like a cardboard box, like a 2.5, maybe 2 foot by 1 foot cardboard box, just filled with 10 mils, 30 mils, not bigger than 30 mils, but loads of them, absolutely tons of them. Some of them I'd taken a little bit out of, some of them I just knew I wasn't going to like. Some had been sent, some I'd bought, some had been given.
You're saying some people sent you liquid that you didn't ask for, but you didn't review it. So you said.
No. I mean, yes. People do. I mean, it's all lovely, isn't it? It's lovely when people send you some juice.
It is. It's very
necessarily
nice.
asked for, but I don't think you're necessarily obliged to do anything with that juice. Sometimes it's just not my flavor profile. I'm not mad, and it's not just that. I'm set in my ways. I like a couple of juices, and I'm quite lazy, I suppose, when it comes to vaping. When I've got a setup all ready and working, and it's working fine, I don't want to kind of mess it up. And I don't know. I think it takes a little bit of getting used to it. Anyway. So yes, juices, loads of juices. I stick to 2 as a rule. That wasn't a question though. Why am I even answering that? Okay. That was this week. For my lunch, I had chicken in my sandwich. It was good. It was chicken and lettuce and coleslaw. It's a good sandwich. A little bit different for me.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Give us some feedback. I feel as though
I'm getting feedback.
Homemade coleslaw.
Homemade coleslaw. I love a homemade coleslaw. We're a bit of red cabbage coleslaw. Yeah, you're that kind of a.
Yeah. We have that. Annie makes homemade coleslaw. It's much better. Can't beat it.
Yeah, they're very good. And not just that, you can kind of choose your amount of mayonnaise.
Mix it up a bit, can't you? You can put a bit of red pepper in there to give it a bit of extra colour and all sorts of things.
Yeah. I like a bit of homemade coleslaw.
Go crazy with it if you really wanted to.
Absolutely.
There must be a tipping point where it's no longer coleslaw.
It's in the fridge for 10 days. And then it's topsoil.
It's
crest.
You've left it.
Yeah. I don't think it keeps. I think when you open coleslaw, you kind of get that watery thing on the top, and I don't like that.
Couple of days, I reckon that's it.
I'd rather just make a batch fresh. And not just that. A red cabbage will stop in your fridge for weeks, and it'll be good.
Oh, they're a winter staple, aren't they?
Absolutely. I like to braise it as well. Nice bit of braised red cabbage. Nice, good. It's a hearty vegetable. I like it a lot. Anyway, that's what I'm vaping on. That's what I had for my lunch. That's me week. I am drinking Rick and Morty backers that I have been the last few weeks. Just got the one there. And Prime Minister. That was Prime Minister. It would have to be Margaret Thatcher, wouldn't it? I think who else would agree? Anybody got any?
Winston Churchill.
It'd be nice to see what John Major did when you punched him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd quite like to see Tony Blair and give him a good towing.
Bit of a it's hard to pick, and he did say former. And I was going to say you can't hit a woman, so could you hit May? But I don't know because she legally counts as a lizard. So
I said former.
Yeah, you did say former, so I can't say it.
So we can't have that. So I mean, I'm northern. We, as you probably have established over the last few weeks, we despise Margaret Thatcher around here. She ruins shipyards. We're getting political. I don't want to get political.
We love it,
etc. Ruined the north. Anyway, question. So that was my question. Okay, over to you, John. Please talk. Somebody take this off us. For goodness gracious me. John, how's your week been? What are you up to? What have you been up to? Have you been good? what you drinking, and what you vaping. What you drinking. What did you have for lunch? Yeah, I don't know. I was actually. What did you have for lunch?
Lunch is good.
And what is the messiest thing that you've ever eaten? What's the messiest thing you've ever eaten? What was kind of the most?
Good question. So I'm going to go with. Oh, what was it? So how's my week been? It's been good. The weather here is shit. It keeps fucking raining. So
I thought you got wet this morning. Was it this morning?
No, I got wet yesterday, and then I got absolutely pissed on the way home today. So yeah, it's been one of those. Yeah, a big good week at work. Just knackering, and deliveries flying in from all over the place. So that's good. What am I drinking? I'm drinking.
Is there such a thing as a bike brolly? Can you get a bike brolly?
I have. Do you know what? Someone else was talking about this today, and I found out it's a shared hatred. I didn't know that. I fucking hate umbrellas. I don't own one. They are the most annoying thing in the world.
I like umbrellas. I've got an umbrella. I'll walk out with an umbrella if it's raining.
What I do is, if there's someone in front of you who uses an umbrella and they're not aware of the thing in their own hand, and they're sort of swinging it, and you're watching your head because they keep swinging it and they take your eye out. If they're short, I put my hand over their head and I hold on to the umbrella until they realise I'm holding on to the umbrella. It's really good.
Well, in Tunbridge Wells, you need an umbrella just to walk along the roads because you'll just find people will walk at you. But I used to do the old psychology on them. I'd walk to them with my umbrella and I'd be swinging it around and jabbing it about, and no one would come near me. Then it was good.
I must admit that my favourite thing about an umbrella is a wrapped umbrella. I think I'd love to be able to wear it to walk with a cane. People, I don't mean that in a kind of a hobbly foot kind of way. I mean that just if canes became a thing that were acceptable.
That's how I walk around with mine. I use it as a walking stick, sort of. Sometimes it's a big, long one.
Very nice. Yeah, no, I didn't know it was a shared hatred, but it turns out there's a lot of people who hate umbrellas, and I am an umbrella hatred. And there's nothing funnier than watching a short lady look up and see a hand above her head, and then let go of it.
That's slightly aggressive, actually.
Yeah. It's a miracle.
It's less aggressive than getting hit in the face by this spike on the end of an umbrella, on the little spiny bits.
Yeah.
You could hold the edge of the umbrella, surely. Surely you just hold the edge of the umbrella and go.
I don't do it. I literally just hold it to stop myself getting hit in the face, and then they normally realise there's somebody holding the umbrella.
You want to be careful. You want to be done for assault if you're not careful, I think.
There's an umbrella. Fucking hate. Right. Anyway, what did I have for lunch? Oh, it was a good lunch because it was a mix of things. So I had a Scotch egg from Marks and Spencer's, and with that Scotch egg,
a Scottish egg.
A Scottish egg. With the Scottish egg, I had beetroot with a balsamic dressing, which you buy from Marks and Spencer's, which is really, really nice. And then, and 2 oranges, because I always have 2 oranges.
Isn't it true they make balsamic vinegar out of wine that's no good?
No, some of it, I think. But I think it's a little bit of a little bit bollocks as well. I think it's a bit of both.
So you had all spherical things for your lunch then?
Well, it was cut into cubes, so nice.
Oh.
Sliced up. It was already in chunks. They don't just give you a beetroot. There you go. Eat it like an apple. No, they do. It's glazed with balsamic. It's very nice. What am I vaping on? I have got an RX300 with an Origin Tiny on top. And in that Origin Tiny is... I can't remember. Don't know. It's tobacco. What tobacco is it?
That one?
No.
Them two?
No. Somebody sent it to me. Oh, I know what it is. It's, no, it's from... what's the American company with the custard debacle? And they tried
to... 5 Ponds.
5 Ponds. Yeah, it's 5 Ponds Longcastle. Oh, it's not. It's because it's banana and caramel. It's nice. Nice. That's that. I've got a 45 milligram lemon crack in there. Oh, someone fucking remember the name of this.
I saw. Hussar.
You got it. Hussar, mouth to lung. Mouth to lung. On top of the RX50. Like that.
You're all RX'd up.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Wismec fanboy.
I take this because that's a work mod, you know, gets the shit kicked out of it, but it's good. 45 mil. And I have the thingy bob, what's my jig? Oh, bloody hell. It's all right. Nobody, I only turned up 5 minutes before the show because my Windows was updated. What have I got on here? A thing. And B2K on top of a Chris Scott Mackenzie clicker is what I've got. Let's murder it out.
Lovely. Even a black bottle.
Even nice. A black bottle, yeah. Murdered out completely. With that, fuck me, I'm not doing well. Can only be one, innit? 12 milligram clouds, always good. What's the messiest thing I've ever eaten? I was just trying to get that. Let me think. It was probably.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, I think I'll keep it clean. I was probably eating in India actually, and ordering naan breads and curries and stuff with no knife and fork and going at it.
Yeah, they eat with their fingers, don't they?
Fingers first. Yeah, it was really, really nice as well. Yeah, you kind of go like scoop, and then you want a bit of pushed thumb action like that into the mouth like that. It's good. That was nice. Yeah. Oh, that's me, Brad. How's your week been? What are you drinking? What did you have for lunch? What are you vaping on? And what's the most scared that, like, what is the closest you've been to death, like in a thing? I don't want to hear it if it's like a, if it's a medical thing. No, I'm talking like you nearly did something that killed you, and it can't be falling off a slide because you've had that one.
Because I've had that one. All right, fair.
I just realised that.
Week's been good. Buggered off to France over the weekend.
Nice.
Drank some really cheap European beer. Ate good food. Went all the way to France and had Burger King. Can't complain about that. Great Burger King.
Love Burger King.
Can't complain.
Oh, wow.
Got to be a bacon double cheeseburger, and it's got to be the Burger King.
Yeah, exactly. Proper French cuisine.
Yeah.
So week's been good. I came back. I have been suffering with the early signs of man flu, so I am drinking brandy to
get rid of it, kill it off.
Right?
Yeah, you'll be fine tomorrow now.
Yeah, exactly. I get halfway through a bottle of brandy and I'll be healthy as whatever's healthy. What was it? What did you ask? Lunch. Lunch. I had a roll of hobnobs dipped into my coffee.
That is a proper working man's lunch right there.
Yeah. I went to the fridge for food and there wasn't any, so digestives and a cup of coffee.
I thought you said hobnobs.
Aren't hobnobs considered digestives?
No, they're oaty-based biscuit.
Oats and no oats.
No, they're not digestives, are they?
Then I don't understand what the
digestive is more ground down than that.
It's wheat-based. It's a wheat-based biscuit, whereas a hobnob is an oat-based biscuit.
Digestives came around in the war, didn't they? That's when they were. Well, they weren't popular. They were hated, but they were an army staple, weren't they? Digestive biscuits. And
I think you're mixing up. I think you're mixing up biscuit browns, which are fucking horrible.
No. You do a little search on digestives.
I'll be on the digestives research.
They were given to the army, and they fucking hated them.
I know this much. I know that they can't call them digestives in America because they have no digestive properties, so they call them graham
crackers. They're not allowed Kinder eggs. They're no judge of food. I'm doing it, Rick. I'm on the research end.
Good. Okay. I'm sure I saw a program on it for ages, and they suffered a fair bit. Actually, the original digestive biscuit manufacturer, I think they went out of business after the war because everybody in the army hated them. They're rock hard biscuits.
I will buy some and review them next week.
But they're nice now. Digestives are good now.
It's looking suspiciously like it's bullshit, but
most of what we say on the show is bullshit, really.
What's the biscuit I'm talking about then? In the
you're talking about biscuit browns, which you can put through a window. That's a Rat Pack biscuit. They're horrible.
I'm going to look as well.
Well, anyway, I am vaping on something made by our guest. The plug. Yeah.
Very nice.
When we bring him on now, he'll correct me. I'm pretty sure this is a clear poly. And it's my favorite because it's got Pickle Rick frozen in carbonite.
I saw this. I saw a picture. Dear Brad, I didn't realise that was your mod. I was like, oh, there's Pickle Rick just poking through. And I didn't even say that it was you.
Pickle Rick hasn't come out to play for a long time.
I realised that.
Give it an hour.
Then ended up rewatching Star Wars. I was like, right, I'm going to have a amazingly productive week.
Do you want the quick digestive biscuit news, though?
Yeah, go on, please.
Absolutely nothing to do with ration packs. They're invented in 1839. And I will say that the last bit of the history says this: despite rumours that it is illegal for them to be sold under their usual name in the United States, they are in fact widely available in imported food sections at grocery stores.
Well, I saw something on a biscuit. Yeah, maybe you're right then. Some rock hard biscuit that they didn't like.
Yes.
Where are you getting your information from, John?
Wicked Shitopedia.
Always quote your source. Mark Todd confirms what you're saying to be potentially accurate. He's
wrong.
Me or John?
Wrong, Mark Todd. Sorry, Mark Todd. I know I got wrong after last week. I got wrong after. You know, he is the boss of us. Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
Keep it going, Brad. What's cracking off?
What was the next question? I've forgotten.
Pass it on if you're done.
What was it? What were you vaping on? What were you drinking on? Yeah. No, sorry. What's the closest you've ever been to death?
Oh, right. Yeah, there's a couple of those, but the one that springs to mind is we went on a street luge tour of Swaziland in South Africa. It's basically the whole of Swaziland is a mountain country. The entire country would fit inside the M25. And we would just drive up to the top of a mountain road, climb out of the pickup and street luge down with the car chasing behind us. And I overclocked it around one of the corners into a drainage ditch. And I woke up about 10 minutes later in the drainage ditch, 100% convinced I was dead. But everyone, I was so far ahead, no one had seen me go in. So they all got to the bottom of the road and sat there waiting for me. And they drove up looking for me, and I was pulling myself out of the drainage ditch.
And were you dead?
Surprisingly not. No.
Yeah, you happy ending though. That was good.
I'm talking about Huntley and Palmer's. Sorry to just be
Huntley and Palmer's.
Huntley and Palmer's Army biscuit. Yeah.
That sounds like a company that shoots.
They were a successful biscuit manufacturer, and they made rations for the army. And
yeah, we're talking about the same thing. They're biscuit browns. That's what you've got. They're on the outside. They are unbelievably disgusting.
But I'm sure they called them digestives.
They look a bit like it. They're normally square, and you eat them with meat paste, but they're fucking horrible.
Yeah, you put meat paste in anything, it's horrible.
Those. That's the offending one. That's the biscuit I was talking about.
That's an original. Now look at that. Worth a fortune. Probably in a museum, that one. It's soggy now.
Right. Well, I'm going to throw this back at Vic.
That's me.
How's your week been? What you vaping on? What you drinking? And do you think that sandpaper belongs in cricket?
Okay. Right.
It wasn't sandpaper, Brad. It was sticky tape.
It was sandpaper. It was freaking 80 grit yellow sandpaper.
No, it was sticky tape, and he was trying to get the glue on the ball and then get mud or.
They admitted it was sandpaper this morning.
Yeah, it was custard creams. Yeah, custard creams in his pocket.
The original story was they tried to.
So he bullshitted about. He got caught out, and then he bullshitted about what it was as well.
That is what he did.
So he's bullshitted. He's lied. He's cheated. Then he's lied about how he cheated.
Darren Lamers stepped
came
down
clean.
today as well.
So he can't even come clean properly.
No, we'll say that.
Okay. Okay. So for lunch, I had a sandwich.
Yay! Sandwich crew, posse, fist bump. No. Yay!
Yeah, chicken, sweet potato, spicy mayo, and a few other bits. In Italian flatbread. Very nice. Yeah. And that's that. I'm drinking on Coors. For a lot of Coors.
I thought you said Coles.
Coors. For a long time, I thought it was called Cools. Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
Coors.
that's how it's pronounced. Yeah.
Our guest to be able to tell us that's an American beer, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Coors Light is what I'm drinking at the moment. Week's been fine. No major drama. Yeah. So that's that. What else? What was the question? Oh, the tape thing. Yeah. So, to be honest, I've played a lot of cricket in my time. Played at a pretty high level. Played against some current professionals, some ex-professionals and stuff. I mean, to be honest, everybody does it.
Yeah.
If we're being properly honest, everybody tampers with the ball.
Yeah, but the England cricket team were done for it. I was trying to find the news story. I remember them doing it with a bottle cap.
Yeah, Michael Atherton famously rubbed dust on it or like a white powder on it to try and dry it out.
Mm-hmm.
He got really badly done for that. It's but even not even just the little stuff like taking out sweets and using your saliva with the sweets to make it extra shiny and sticky. So everyone's done it. So I think the punishment's a bit harsh, to be honest.
So even in high school, you were cheating.
Yeah. High school.
And what is it? Just for that tiniest little bit of extra spin you might be able to get when
it's swing. It's swing what you get. If you can really rough up one side and keep one side shiny, it swings quite considerably.
Oh,
that's what. So yeah, it's when it gets to the point, there's a middle point in each innings where it's very hard to get people out because the ball's not doing anything. So it's to try and.
So you used to be a swinger as well when you back in the day. When you were playing cricket?
You know about my colourful past, John. So it's a thing, but I think the punishment's a bit harsh. 12-month ban. It's going to cost them millions. When everyone does it, I think they should have got banned. They should have got stuff, but not a year. Christ. I mean, if you look at the instant reaction from the cricketing board, it was 1 match ban.
Yeah, that was pathetic. They needed more than 1 match.
Yeah, of course, but it just shows you the way it's escalated due to the media.
Because I think John Malcolm. I mean, why was it news? It got out of hand really quick, and then people who I don't watch cricket. I have no opinion either way. But everybody was getting in on it, and then they just think, "Oh, fuck it, better ban them forever." Then,
yeah, people have been calling for that, and yet look at all the drug cheats that don't get a permanent ban, and match fixers that have not got permanent bans and stuff like that. I mean, match fixing and doping is way worse.
Yeah, well, the whole South African team
just bring in half shiny, half rough ball, and then make cricket better. Would that not make for better cricket?
I suppose that would be the same argument as let all 100-meter sprinters take drugs.
That is a good argument. Why not let all 100-meter?
That'd be an interesting one, though, wouldn't it? That'd be quite interesting. Just let them have a free run on the steroids.
Why not make super athletes? Why we're not letting super athletes be super athletes? If they can let them have robotic arms and legs, I don't care. It makes the sport better.
Stuff with Paralympics, aren't they? You see these people running with these springs on their legs, they're flying along. They are.
I think we should take it the other direction and allow them to take drugs, but don't tell them which drugs we're giving them. So one of them will get a joint
an hour before.
Yeah, like handicapping in horse racing.
Someone will get some cocaine, and then let 9 people have different
I've got a
hallucinogens.
new idea, which would make the game of football more confusing as it was played, but make all the lines out of Coke. And then just, I mean, it would get quite confusing.
I think they should just be drunk football. That'd be good.
You fat, I wasn't in, you twat. I was out.
Everyone would just get done for unless the ref was drunk as well.
Yeah, he can be drunk as well.
I think we were made to move
Like Sunday football.
I genuinely think they could take the Paralympics to the next level if they allowed the technology to thrive within it, like Formula One.
Well, they have with those springy legs, haven't they? They're flying along.
No, but I'm talking about like motors, actually motorized legs.
Oh, give them mobility scooters racing on those.
No, and they have to be legs, but they can be Android legs.
It'd be like wacky
I
racing.
agree, they have to be legs. They have to be legs, definitely.
I tell you what, I'd watch it.
I would too. Yeah,
I would. A lot of sport is driven by advertising, and you would increase the viewers. I mean, I don't watch much sport. I would watch all of these kind of things if there were, half.
I tell you what, in 4 years' time or whatever it is, my money's on Wallace because he's had like 15 years to practice with them trousers, hasn't he?
Oh yeah,
he's gonna win.
And my favourite quote on the drug cheating thing. Do you remember the Greg Rosetsky quote when he got done? The guy rang up a radio show the next day, and he said, "If Greg Rosetsky has been taking performance-enhancing drugs, he needs his money back."
That's pretty good.
Vaping on this evening. I'm vaping on a new RDTA from Osmodus. Just as we thought RDTAs were going, Osmodus have done another one.
Mm.
It's alright. It's alright. No special. Vaping on the Puma. The Puma.
Nice.
Who makes this? That's a good question, isn't it? Vaporstorm make this. It's a Puma. It's very.
They love sending you the funny coloured stuff, don't they?
Well, they don't have a normal coloured one with this one.
Oh,
It looks like is it the same shape as an RX 300?
It is a bit. It's very Tesla Wii. Do you remember that? The WYE. It's rubberized, really light.
Oh, okay. And it's 3. Is it 318 650?
2.
Oh, 2. Okay.
Flat on this bit.
Oh yeah.
So that's a thing. On top of the Bravo, simply because it's blue. But I think the Bravo is a brilliant RTA for high wattage. And then the Pumper. James, you're our squonk expert. Is this a squonker?
Of course it is. I don't think the active squonking is necessarily. It's bottom feeding. It's not necessarily pushing a bottle. That's not necessarily the squonk, is it? It's the evolution of squonk, the pump.
It's this is the Pumper 18, which is the follow-up to the Spruiser. It looks a lot more like the squonker they did. Is it the Luna? They did a Luna squonker. So it's a cross between a Luna and a Spruiser.
doesn't look too bad, does it?
It's very nice looking. It's really nice feel. It's got a real sort of almost like an actual mod maker made mod type feel to it,
It looks kind of high-endy. I think the wood on the photo you showed us earlier, I thought the wood looked pucker. It looks like proper stab wood. Their little understated logo is cool.
So this one's more mechy. It's more unregulated. It is unregulated. And they've made a lot of improvements to the pump.
Does that pump go all the way to the bottom? Is that a full pump there?
No, it's just this where my finger is. But the actual.
So you're just seeing how much juice is in there.
Yeah,
I see.
And
it's a glass bottle, I presume.
They have gone around the houses to replace a hole, haven't they? Really though.
No, it feels like really hard plastic. But they have improved the whole squonk action. The actual lever's the same principle, but it's now super easy to whip out this bottle, refill it, and all that sort of stuff. So that is better, because with the Spruiser it was really fiddly. It was like refilling a billet box. So much improved, and the Deja Vu RDA on there. So that's a thing. Rick,
hello.
Since we've been talking about it, what's your favourite biscuit? How's your week been? What you vaping on? What you drinking? And what did you have for breakfast?
Favourite biscuit? Oh, there's so many good biscuits in there. I'm quite a fan of a chocolate chip biscuit, I've got to say.
Oh, yeah, like a cookie.
Yeah, but you can get those bigger ones that are the luxury ones that are double Belgian chocolate chip, and then they're covered in chocolate as well.
Do you like a crispy cookie or a kind of a soft and doughy kind of bendy?
I like every biscuit change. I don't think you can beat a good hobnob. I like a hobnob. I'll eat a digestive. I'll eat a rich tea biscuit. But if you're going to have one special biscuit, I think it might have to be something like a choc chip cookie.
Are you after the? Oh, I'm with it. Are you after like a soft doughy texture or a snap?
I quite like a bit of a soft doughy texture.
Oh yes, good man.
Yeah. How's my week been? Week's been good. Nice to finish today on a Thursday, and
it's lovely, isn't it?
And not get up early in the morning. So yeah, good. Yeah, good week. Few things happening. Got a few new bits in. Got DNA 250Cs in.
Ooh.
Now in the shop.
Switch FETs. You got switch FETs?
I got the new version 2.5 switch FETs in now as well.
Have you had a go on the 250C? Have you had a go on the curve?
I haven't had a go on one.
Sorry.
I just got the boards yesterday, and I haven't had a chance to. I'm probably not going to get around to making them all with one in. I just don't have the time.
I'd be interested to see what you think of the replay feature, though.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I just haven't got the time to make one. Someone will make one soon, and I'll buy one off of them.
Cool.
So yeah, that's my week. Been good. What else? What am I vaping on? Right, I'll run through this really quickly. Haku on the Chris Scott Mackenzie, and in that I am vaping on Cassandra. Can only be reserve. Still on that. This is great. I'm vaping at 26 watts, and I'm getting through about 1 milliliter a week. That's great. I'm on the. I've got the Wasp out on the Dacus on the abstract mods, and in that I've got a cocktail. I bastardized some juice. I got the DAT one off of John, and it was a little bit too tobacco-y for me. Right. So I've mixed it with some ice cream man that I've got. I've done a half and half with a raspberry ripple.
So you got tobacco raspberry ripple?
I have, yeah. It's all right. Quite nice. It could do a bit more tobacco though. I reckon 2/3 tobacco, 1/3 of something strong and sweet, and that's going to be my cup of tea. So yeah, that's what I'm on the abstract mods Dacus there. Thanks for this, Richard. Sent me a nudge RDA. Lovely colour there. Nice colour. Do you know what though? This is a good Atty. Yeah. I like it. Bags of flavour.
You get big enough coils in there and it pops, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've got a couple of decent fused Claptons in there.
Yeah, you've done a good job with that. It's not the easiest deck, is it?
A little bit fiddly, little bit. Not too bad though. Not too bad. But no, I'm really liking it. I mean, if it was, I'm gonna have to make a green mod just to put it on. I think because I do quite like the Atty. But I've got that on my mod that I made with a Scott Bonner block. He gave me a block, and I made a little squonker with that. What am I vaping in that? Yes, it's that. I'm using up some dregs that I've got. It's Massive Melons from Vapes Direct in Cornwall. Oh, fellas down there. Hello, Gav. All right, mate. Voodoo Brew, Parallel, Goon. And finally, yeah, I got a new mod today. I got my cuboid came, my 3D print design I put online the other day.
Very nice.
And that turned up, and I quickly knocked that up and made little
square squelching.
I murdered out fucking Charles Manson mod. Is he a murderer? He was, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah. I got a Charles Manson mod there, and
yeah.
I knocked that up with one of my dinky, because this is to show the dinky cuboid bottles, because tiddly in the old 7mm. So it's great. So yeah, I've got that with a conspiracy RDA on top.
Presumably the press on those square squonk bottles is quite nice.
It's great. Well, yeah, not only that, but you can't. It's quite nice not to see a gap down the side of.
Lovely.
And it holds. What was it? My dinkies hold 5.5. This holds 7.2. 7.2. So you know, a little bit more, and it's hitting lovely. Voodoo Brewing that. Yeah.
Gus, I will say Gus in chat is saying he's going to replace all your RDAs with 14mm RDAs.
I do want, I'm actually in the market for a decent single coil RDA again, but I'm not sure what to get. So
Hellfire looks like the place to be at the moment.
That does look like a good Atty. That what's it called again?
Strike.
Strike. Yeah, I don't know even know how I'd go about getting one. So
nice. Mr. St. Simon of Sawyer got one this week, and it's very pretty.
Yeah, I know he raved on about it, and I thought I think I need one of those. I think.
Yeah, I had a play on one. One of my mates here, Dave, he got old one, and it's one of the few bigger single core Atties that you can crank down the airflow right down to a proper mouth to lung.
The thing is, I don't want to crank it down. This is where it might not be for me. I like the airflow of the Haku.
Fully open, is
it as much as that? Yeah,
loads of airflow.
Mm.
You can literally go from as tight as a nun's nut right the way up.
Nun's nut. Nun's chest. There you go.
Yeah,
help me
maybe.
I'm not English.
I'll have to find out how to get one of those. Yeah, I think I'll get one of those. And that's what I'm vaping on. I'm drinking on. What am I drinking? I'm drinking on some nice beers. My local corner shop. I went in there earlier to get some brew dogs, and it turns out they've just started stocking some all right IPAs. So I've got a little Beaver Town.
Yeah.
I've been drinking this up the pub. They had that on draft up there, and I can't pronounce that because it's not a word. So CWTCH from Rebel, Tiny Rebel.
You don't know how to say quitch? Come on, man.
Quitch.
I was joking. Sorry. I don't know how the fuck.
Yeah, quitch. It's a Welsh red ale. So I'm drinking it in out of respect for Gus, because the Welshman's coming home soon.
Yay.
Right then.
And that's me.
Slide a guest on.
Get the guest on. He's been sitting patiently putting up with us.
About time.
Right then. I'll present. I'll put him in, and he'll just have to unmute himself. There we go.
I think Brad's set for the welcome. He's going to have to unmute himself.
Bradley, who's this then?
There we go. Everyone, welcome Connor from Mum's Vapes to.
Cheers, Connor.
Good evening, Connor.
Cheers. Oh, just a quick one. Where are you joining us from?
I'm in Tempe, Arizona, and it's hot.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
And are you drinking in the middle of the day?
Of course. I got a little crown.
That's what we like to see.
Whiskey never hurt anybody.
Agreed, 100%.
I don't know. It hurts James every week.
That's right.
We need to get James drinking it for the whole show just to see what happens.
Good grief, no.
Right, sort us out with some questions, young bro.
Right, yeah, let's throw some questions at you there, Connor. Tell us a little bit something about Mum's Vapes. How long have you been going?
I've been building boxes since 2013, and started with the Hammond and the OKL chip, and then went on to kind of a custom Hammond enclosure.
Yeah.
And then I kind of hung it up and wanted to just do juice, and got talked back into it by a buddy, and we started making accessories, Billbox doors and things like that. And that was pretty much the whole goal, was just to make accessories. But I found out that I could get G10, which is the material that they make the actual panels out of, in larger stock. And so I decided to make a little squonker out of it.
Yeah. When did you launch the plug?
Oh, right about a year now. It's been right about a year.
Yeah.
Going strong since. So
fantastic. And you're bringing the plug and accessories with you to Vape Jam next weekend?
Of course. I got a few new ones. I don't know if it's showing up, but this is a soda blasted finished Delrin, and then in gray. Is that better?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So it's the same material as a billet box.
This one isn't. This is actually Delrin. I don't know why it isn't showing up.
Angle it up a bit. There you go.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
put a paisley on it. You know, it's kind of universal. Everybody has seen a handkerchief in their life, huh?
A handkerchief.
I was just thinking that.
pajamas.
That looks like James's shirt, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
This one right here, this is a G10. And basically, it's a real, more like a linen fiberglass. They make surfboard fins out of it, knife handles, gun handles. It's virtually indestructible and has the same structural integrity as aluminum.
Okay.
Wow.
That would explain why it's the G10 mods are so rigid and so durable.
Yeah.
Okay, he's selling it for you. There you go. You didn't want to sell your mods at Jam, did you, Brad?
No, I'm here to sell Connor's mods.
I'm going to buy one of Connor's instead.
Should we go through some of the regular, normal, the questions we like to batter all guests with?
Yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely. Okie dokie. Connor, so
Yeah.
when did you start vaping, and what was the device that I assumed you were a smoker?
I was a
You were.
smoker.
What was
I
the
was-
device that stopped you?
It was a little stick with a cartomizer on it, I believe, in 2015.
The little egos.
Yep, little ego with a cartomizer, and then I quickly graduated to a Rio Grande with a Rio mizer on it.
Fucking
No.
awesome. Still stands up. The
Yep.
Rios still
Yep.
stand up.
My first squonk, and it's kind of interesting how it's gone full revolution here in the States as far as clearamizers, and then squonks and mechs and regulated, and even the clearamizers are coming back now quite a bit. You know?
Yeah, squonking came back here. What, the start of, like, properly, probably the start of 2017, really hitting the ground running, and it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep.
Other than your own liquid, which is obviously brilliant, what would be your number one kind of desert island vape?
This guy right here, it's Addy Boy. It's called Sweet Emotion, and it's a ginger vape. It's kind of like a ginger ale, but it's
nice.
pretty clean and has a little bit of tang to it. I like it a lot.
That does sound good. I had a ginger. I don't think. Oh, apart from ginger brulee, I think I've had in the UK, but not just a straight ginger. Anyway, step aside for someone else to ask the questions.
All right.
We've mentioned the juice a few times. What's the story with the juice? What's the name, and is it available over here and all that sort of stuff?
It's Mum's Elixir, and it's my brand. I actually started making juice before I started making mods. Never really marketed it much until a couple years ago, and since then it's done really well. My number one is it's a cantaloupe papaya pomegranate. It's a little bit different. Has a little bit of a tang to it. It's not too sweet, which gives me an all-day vape for the last few years. You know,
And can you get it in the UK? Have you got a supplier in the UK?
I have a French distributor that's selling it, and what was the Seas Mods guy's name? He had it on his site for a while.
Oh yeah,
Perry.
Scott Perry.
He was selling it online for a bit. But
We'll talk next week. I'm not a distributor. We'll talk next week.
wonderful.
Has anybody got any more questions? Any more questions?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Connor about the name, about Mum's vapes. Is it? Because I presumed that you were UK based, because obviously you're American, and it'd be Mom. But
Yeah, you got to know it, isn't it? Don't you call your mum? Over there?
Mom, yeah. Well, so how that came about was I was volunteering in a treatment center, and I was bringing up the liquid, and I didn't really have a name. And then one of the clients would always play this old song. I think it was a Bob Dylan song, and it was mixing up the medicine. And I just kind of acronym for that, and I kind of liked it, like Mum's the word, Mum's like moms, and just kind of went from there.
Brilliant. So what about the the plug skunk call, it's like sort of a defining characteristic, apart from the G10, which nobody else uses. What's with the plug skunk? Was that just
No, so how it actually got its name was I was looking at all these 3D printed devices, and they all have that tab that would actually hold the contact in. And so I have a CNC, so I was trying to find a way to actually hold the contact in. And I didn't have a mill-in that was skinny enough to get in between there and make that tab. So instead, I decided to come up with an actual plug that actually goes in the holes.
Oh, I see.
And holds the contact in.
Brilliant.
Oh, good idea, man.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I said, shoot, I'll put it on the door. And it's been great ever since, man.
Yeah.
Do you find more people are aware of the plug, like the iconic plug hole, than they are of the actual company and everything?
Yes, very much so. I mean, it's kind of universal, you know, as far as language barriers and everything.
Yeah.
You know, you show them that, and it's kind of understanding. So,
so is Mum's Mum's Vapes? I nearly said Mum's. Is it Mum's Vapes your full time?
Yes, it has been since 2013.
Right, cool. I just thought we're like utter wankers if we don't ask him what his other job is.
So when you come to Jam next week, then what is it you're going to be plugging? Everything, the mods and the juice line?
No, I'm going to be in the modders block, so it's going to be strictly the mods. I will have some juice there, but I was kindly asked not to display it.
Oh,
Strictly under the counter.
Under the
Bring
counter.
us a little bottle over. Fancy trying that.
I got you.
Is this your first time in the UK, or have you been before?
No, I did Birmingham, and I was actually just left there on Tuesday. I was there briefly. They canceled the flights to France due to strike, so I was just at Vape Expo France, which was
right. Oh yeah, of course, because you were So you just kind of went through Birmingham, did you?
Yep. Yeah. Well, no, I actually did the Birmingham show. I was in the modders block there at the last Birmingham show.
The last Expo.
We were all there, being annoyed.
Yeah, I was right there next to the C's guys.
We don't know that.
I was in there for a bit.
Yeah.
Do you need us to bring you a British box? We can do that.
A British box? I'd love
We'll
that.
just bring you the British stuff, and then you eat it, and then you go, yeah, it's all right. We'll bring you a British box. Yeah, I think we should do that.
For Ruby last year, we'll get a load of crisps.
I think we should. We'll bring you some biscuits and crisps and chocolate and stuff. Keep you going.
So you guys, is a biscuit a cookie? Because I'm confused.
Yeah. It's a cookie.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. We'll bring you some candy, what we call chocolate.
Hey, if you guys, my business partner is dead set after Kinder eggs.
Okay.
There's loads of them around now with Easter. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I could bring him back a Kinder egg. He would absolutely adore it.
Yeah. We'll sort you out.
We'll send you home with a care package.
Yeah, definitely. And Kinder eggs is remembered. I was trying to remember the things. Have you tried a Kinder Bueno yet?
No.
I've seen, right, we know what's going to, we'll bring some because I've seen Americans eating Kinder Bueno is like, I don't know. I've never taken cocaine, but I assume the reaction is very similar.
Oh, nice.
They seem to go, fucking hell. But they are amazing. Yeah. Should we go on to the news and then back?
Yeah. James, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, yes, if you would like. I haven't got a lot of news. This week, I picked up one thing today. This is a non-squonky news item because there's not a lot of new squonky things this past 6.5 days. But I have got a picture. This is the new Experimiter. It's been out about 3 or 4 weeks, but I saw Mark, Lord and Saviour Todd, I bought one today. So I did a little bit of digging. I think I should have some pics. Thank you very much. Lovely. So this is the new Experimiter. I mean, this kind of takes us back to me pre-squonk days. I had
a blast from the past.
I gave one of these away the other day, an original one. Somebody said they liked it, and I said, I've got one that I don't use. Have it.
Yeah, I had the 1.2 and the 1.3. I think of this back when I was a big, because I was a massive K-Fun fan when I first started. when I first started vaping. When I first started the higher end of vaping, and I tried the 1.2 and the 1.3, and they had the faults. They were big,
Really?
a little bit ugly.
They really had their faults. They had a problem with they're trying to build up negative air pressure with a sprung centre pin. It never worked. It was shit.
There was a few issues. There really was a few issues. It was always the pretender, and
it really was. But it looks like they fit. I mean, I went through it today. I was looking at pictures and stuff, and the faults look like they've been fixed.
Look how blooming complicated it is, though. How many parts does it need?
There is quite a few parts. But you remember, what you've got is obviously you've got your EFC system, but you've also got a juice control system on this as well. The deck pretty much hasn't changed from the original. You can pretty much see that the deck is still the same. All 2-post K-Fun style chimney deck that we've always had, and that is on that's on the K-Fun and all them sort of bits and bobs. It's a glass tank. It's available in 2 different sizes. We've got a 2mm version and a 4mm version available to buy. It's got the adjustable
they've got O-rings on the AFC. They didn't have that before because that's why it used to leak air like a bastard.
I think they've addressed pretty much everything.
I agree. I know you can say it's got a lot of bits, but the thing with the Exprimizer always that it was straight down the middle. So I don't know the price, but have you got a price?
The price is €39.
Come on.
That includes a 1-inch drip tip.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at the state.
It's got a canny size drip tip. That's got a canny size drip tip.
Good. I don't like those long drip tips anymore.
You know what? You don't have to use that drip tip. You don't have to use that drip tip.
Yeah, why haven't they given you one you want to use though?
A normal.
Well, you got to remember though, John, Rick. This is a German alley.
You see that? I like the fact that James, because someone was moaning, he was like instant. He went back. It was like it's definitely John, definitely John. But it wasn't. I was up for it. So
it's a little bit of a spec sheet. It's all stainless steel. It's available in 2 and 4 mils. It's 22 mil.
They've dropped it to 22. It was 23 when it came out.
Which is perfect. I think everything should be 22 mil apart from tank wise. Apart from obviously stronger 90s, which should be 14 mil. Yeah. It's available in 3 colors. You've got the gunmetal, the black, and the stainless. There, it's €39. It's called the V3 Fire.
That'd be good. That'd be pretty good.
I'm having one. I'm having one of these. I don't know what I said, but I'm having one.
It doesn't look bad, does it? It doesn't look bad. It looks as though the juice control, the EFC's on the bottom, the juice control's on the top of that little bit of knurling. Like I say, I don't think it's not like the Rose where you've got to have that drip tip, like a super duper fit.
You get away with a lot of drip tips on that.
I think so. Really, really, it's not a bad looking at it.
But is it a normal 510 drip tip?
It's a normal 510. Why? Of course it is.
Because it doesn't look like a normal 510 looking at that. Or is that just... I suppose it does, actually.
It doesn't got the O-rings.
By the time you put those O-rings on it, it is.
Yeah, that's a totally stripped down drip tip. It's just a regular 510.
Okay.
And there is a few O-rings, but there's a few moving parts. I think it's going to be an old school, canny little vape, to be honest with you. And it's €39. It's cheap as chips. It's cheap as chips.
Winner.
Could be good. That's the only bit of news for this week.
We're going to save Triumph Tarbar.
We'll keep that for the end.
Do you want me to go back up so I don't lose myself in the notes?
Are you going next, John, then? Bit of news?
I'll go next, and then I'll just stop. Then I know I'm okay. Let me just find... I need to find my phone for my screenshots because I very stupidly didn't save where I wanted, but I've got it. It's fine. In the news this week, I got to do something... 2 bits of shitty news, but it's their own fault. The UK Vaping Industry Association, the UVIA. Please remember the UVIA, and they are not only. I'm going to give a bit of news in a minute. That might be a little bit biased on, but we'll go with that. John Smith posted this on the page. Today, this was the UVIA. Very positive piece on today's Daily Politics on BBC Two about vaping. Some great support from Dr. Christian and an MP who's on the parliamentary subcommittee reviewing policy to allow vaping inside certain areas of the House of Parliament. It's at about 25 minutes if you're interested. I know Richard kind of had same. I mean, I saw Richard had commented on the post to say that perhaps vaping in Parliament is not a brilliant idea because smoke alarm. Well, vaping at work is not a great idea because it's going to set off smoke alarms and stuff. And that makes.
I'd have to disagree with that, but.
No, but that was just a point. That was just a point. It wasn't anything. I wasn't. It's I vape at work. Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's the public building thing. It's sort of suggesting that it's okay in public buildings.
Yeah, and people get so
and it's not okay in public buildings. It's going to set off alarms.
And people think, but you know, when you say public building, that does resound in people's heads as they mean Asda. They don't mean Asda.
But but if you did in there, it would set it off, and
it would definitely.
They should sort out the alarms then, shouldn't they?
Well, not in Asda. It's their fucking shop. They can do what they want. It's not a public building. It's fucking Asda.
That's a private building.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. People get confused between the two, Rick. Between what's a public building.
Some people, it's a bit silly, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just a bit thick. But then it's that same thing. You know, it's a sign of notice saying mind your head. Most people are going to bang their head on it, but you need to write it because there are dumb people in the world. So maybe you need to say don't vape in public buildings. But anyway, that wasn't actually the point I was going to go with. Well, Dr. Christian is a twat beyond parallel. And Pawsey, the MP, is not a person behind vaping at all. I'm going to call him a member of the group to save any flushed faces. The UK VIA, who were part of this initiative, have no voice in government, as they are tobacco-led. I'm sure I'll be corrected in chat, but I'm pretty sure I think it's British American Tobacco is the UK VIA. So I've got two pieces on the UK VIA. You need to stop when you see something that looks like advocacy. Just read who's written it, because the UK VIA are not your friends. They're big tobacco, and big tobacco have got one thing in mind, and it's money. And you really, really need to watch out when you back something that has got nothing to do with it. Carrying on with the UK VIA, I know, right, this is outside of what I do for a living. I don't sell short fills. I do something else, but that doesn't matter. Today, no. They are lobbying the government, and this is something they proposed on short fills this week. Am I going to read it? I will say I'll take a couple of paragraphs out of it, but I have to quote them directly so that I don't feel misquoted. The issue of zero nicotine product regulation and short fills has been raised by the committee in recent evidence sessions of the e-cigarettes inquiry. The UK VIA would like to submit the following points related to this issue that can only be adequately addressed by the industry itself. These liquids are being manufactured and sold in 60 and 100 milliliter bottles with the sole intention and purpose that they be mixed with high strength, 20 milligram is not high strength, non-flavored nicotine shots sold in 10 ml bottles and subsequently be used for vaping. Just trying to miss the brackets. Because these short fills contain no nicotine, they are subject to none of the requirements of notification, provision, and ingredient information and testing data, as the bottle size limits 10 ml max under the Tobacco and Related Products Regulations 2016, the TPDR. I'm only going to read the next paragraph. The next paragraph is the UK VIA is gravely concerned. No shit, you've got lots of money in it, you bunch of fucking cunt fuckers. That there are, as I said, this is not biased. Are now e-liquids on the market which contain untested levels of ingredients and contain ingredients which are prohibited under the TPDR. They're trying to show something that is totally false, because actually I can use something here with Connor, I think. Connor, you've exported to the UK.
Say that one more time.
You've exported to the UK?
Yes, I have.
And what's the piece of paper you need to put on top of the box before you send it?
Essential oils.
I mean, you need oh, not that. No, not before regs. Before regs. Before regs. We don't do that now. Fuck. I get in trouble. No, that's not what I meant. Anything imported into the UK now under the current legislation has a chemical sheet on top of it. So to say that people don't know what's in their liquids, especially if they're imported into the UK, is not bullshit. It's out and out lying. It's just absolutely lying.
Right.
And
all of my liquids have been tested. Do I need to include those sheets as well?
If you're sending it, it depends when you're shipping it. It depends who you ship it with. If you ship it with FedEx or DHL, you need to include that. You'll see the thing now. They have a rundown sheet which says you need the chemical. You just need to put the chemical safety sheet in. But the chemical safety sheet also contains all of your ingredients.
Right.
Yeah. So all I meant is I'm really just taking the piss out of these people who are trying to tell that there's this idea that there are people mixing liquid and selling it in shops. That's definitely happening. I'm definitely not denying that, and that's definitely a problem. But the tobacco lobbyists are trying to take advantage of that. And all I'm really saying is, when it comes to the UK VIA, stop. Don't repost it. And don't say I'm right behind this, because you don't know what you're right behind. Because you are right behind a tobacco company making more money than they've made since the 1950s.
It's partly a compliance company as well, who have seen an opportunity to generate more money from more testing.
Absolutely. And the trouble is with the more testing procedure, I've gone through this before, but I'm going to have to do it again. All right? Because fuck it. I'll do it. Right. No, that won't work. This will. If you were going to test these two products, I'm going to call this chemically a bottle cap, and we're going to call this chemically a pair of tweezers. If you add chemical and bottle cap, it is impossible to create apple, right?
Right.
You don't need to test for the presence of an apple if you add that and that. I'm making that really, really simple, because there is a fallacy and a bullshit. People are testing for heavy. There's a thing saying we're not testing for heavy metals. If you're testing for heavy metals when none of the ingredients contain heavy metals, when you mix it together, how the fuck would you create heavy metals? That's coming back. That's medieval of someone telling you can make gold if you add dog shit and lead. You can't, because there's no gold in dog shit or lead. And I'm being really that's a very simple point, but it's really, really serious. When they try to tell you that you're not testing for that things aren't being tested for heavy metals, you're being sold a lie, because there can't be any in there. I've no problem with testing. I've got no problems with chemical breakdown sheets. All that stuff is there. If you add it together, you cannot make you can't make arsenic if you add apple flavor and peach flavor. You don't need to test for it, because you wouldn't need to test at any other company. If you're a McDonald's burger, they don't have to test for it. The reason is it's not in their fucking ingredients. It's bollocks. Sorry, rant over. I'll stop. I said I was going to do a little rant today. That was it.
Well, I can give you an example of that. Actually, I'm not going to say which company, but there was a large American e-liquid manufacturer where titanium dioxide actually did end up in their liquid.
How do they do that? Do you know how it was happening?
I believe it was a coloring.
But it was in the coloring already.
I'm not. I assume that's how it got.
Exactly. But that's what I mean. If the coloring was tested before it was put in, you can't make it. It was already in there.
Right. And I don't think that it can be made. As far as heavy metals, I mean, they'd have to exist before. But I do get the point with the diacetyl. That can, I guess, be created once final products get together, once nicotine is included.
Yeah, because diacetyl's not a raw element, is it?
Okay. No. Okay. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, it would have to be added to it from the beginning.
But what they're saying, the trouble is that a lot of the chemical companies, when the testing went through a couple of years ago, there was lots of cowboy testing companies which were coming out and saying, "Oh, you see, well, Bob down the road will give you the results, and he'll give you 4 results, and that sounds good. But listen, guys, I can do 18 results. That's got to be better." And people were like, "Well, that must be better because it's 18." I mean, it's fucking madness. You don't need that. Yeah. And I mean, it was up to the breakdowns were just. I remember reading an 8-page breakdown on a bottle of what it was, lemon and mint. It was bollock.
Yeah.
And we don't need to do that because it's just shit. What was going to go with? I was just going to run something. It's something worth watching. I'm not going to go over it because it's been said before, but I'm going to talk about a different review. It's been said to death. Jay Hayes did a video the other day talking about pods, about the price that people are paying for liquid in these pod systems. And I know we've done it and we've done the maths on the show before. He does it again, but he does it in the Jay Hayes way and he gets very, very angry. And it's funny, he works out the price. I think it works out $70 per 30 mil, which is pretty fucking insane. Go and have a look. It's worth it to see him get very animated about something. But all these, what's quite funny is if you go back through the shows from the last 2 years, these predictions have been in the industry for so long. It's mad when we're saying to people, don't do that. It's really fucking stupid. Vape Jam. Vape Jam is beginning next Friday in London at the Expo Centre. We've gone on about it a bit. We're going to go on about it again in a little while because we're going to give away some tickets. Well, Brad's going to give away some tickets. If you're again, I'm going to say what exactly was said last week. If you're on the fence about going, come along. If you're worried, if you get there and you're still outside and you think, oh, I don't want to go in on my own, I'm up for it. If you send me a PM, I'll come out of the thing and meet you outside, and I'll take you inside, and you can meet all the other people you speak to on Facebook. Just send us a PM and whatever. We'll look after you, or anybody you already know in vaping that you already exchange PMs with and stuff, and you know they're going. Send them a PM, and they'll take you over or whatever. Because I know some people get really nervous when it's booming music and there's hundreds and hundreds of people about, which there will be. It's London. Oh, and we'll be in the pub because we're always in the pub. It's just outside. It's called the Fox. Am I right?
Yep.
I think last year we went in for about an hour.
And we're out.
Then we went in the pub for lunch, and that was it. We were there all day.
Yeah, once you go in the pub for lunch, you stay there till dinner.
That's it. I'm not doing anything else. Perfect. Just a quick one. Nata, Portuguese custard tart is back. I put it on the system just before I walked out of work because I knew you'd order it. I didn't want to do any more work, but it is there in kits and concentrates on www.justhadnick.co.uk. Last one is a bit more personal for me and James. James. I just want to pass on to young Paula Jankowski. We love you. You've got a bit of a tough weekend and a bit of a tough few weeks ahead of you, but we absolutely adore you, don't we, James?
We do.
I can't wait to see Paula.
Yeah. It's over to everybody. Anyway,
Love
Paula.
Yeah, well, the next few days goes good, Paula.
Yeah, really do. Richard.
Hello. I've just got one thing I want to do. I want to do the Hall of Fame.
The Hoff.
Rick, we did a poll this week. If you've got a picture of that, this week we did clearamizers, and I think it was time to stick a proper clearamizer in the Hall of Fame. Lots of nominations. People really seem to get to grips with it this time. It was all the classics. It was the original clearamizers.
It was good to see that it wasn't just people clicking on something they've used. The newer people. This is original stuff, isn't it? From 5 years ago. Yeah, sort of iconic, and it was really good. So, starting at the bottom, Aspire K1. Who had one of those? Nope. It was really small. It was like the Ego ones, but just very much improved on that. It was really popular, but it was fixed airflow. People started drilling it out and all sorts.
Oh yeah, I think a lot. They've just been messed about with all of these.
But it was good in its day. So that was the thing. The Vivinova, I never had one.
Oh my god,
they were bigger, weren't they? That's the thing. When I first started, it was C4s and the Pro Tank Mini.
It's exactly the same as a C4, C5. It's droopy bits of silica, and you kind of had to do this tip.
It was a 22 mil, wasn't it? It was bigger.
There was a Vivinova Mini as well.
Yeah, and they were big for a long time, weren't they? They were the go-to.
So bad. It's the one thing. Mark did a good review on it, and Basado did a good, and it was shit. It was really bad.
It was terrible, absolutely terrible. I think I had a couple of different versions with various amounts of silica that drizzled down in some sort of white dreadlock fashion.
You could rebuild it. I remember that's probably one of the first things I ever rebuilt.
It hung around as well, didn't it? Because I remember, like my whole first year, people were still
like
on
a bad smell. Yeah, there would. I think the first thing with the Vivies is the Vivi Novas is you had different tanks. You got different coloured tanks you could buy and that sort of thing. And they were the first one where I thought you could screw the top and the bottom off, so you could. There was a little bit of a customization sort of element to it. And I think that kind of made them a little bit more. And that still rings true in vaping now. You know, if you can customize your vape, then people still love that sort of thing. Make it a little bit personal.
And that's why, to be honest, that's why I like the Pro Tank. It's the Mini I had. That's why I went from CE4s to the Pro Tank Mini, because you could take that Pro Tank coil apart and put your own and recoil it.
Yeah, it's really funny. I just noticed you've got 5 tanks up there, and they're all essentially silica tanks. Yeah,
everything was though, wasn't it then?
Not unless there was cotton on it.
No, not the original. The bottom dual coil, the BDC was silica with a cotton ring on around the outside, but it fed silica, so you were vaping off silica.
So who made the Vivi Nova?
No fucking idea. Someone tell us in chat.
And where did they go?
Is it like the Vamo where there wasn't one per?
There was a manufacturer of it. But fuck knows who I know.
It's funny you say the Vamo. That's what I went to. Actually, that's the first better mod I had.
Yeah, I think everyone had that last.
Mate, I've still got a Vivi and a Vamo somewhere. Let's have a little look. I'll see if I can.
Are these bringing back memories, Connor?
The Pro Tank Mini for sure, and the Pro Tank 2. I can remember cleaning them out, and especially I remember rebuilding it for the first time.
Oh, they were so small. The coil jack. This is the thing, though, wasn't it? The C4s were plastic, and they were cheap throwaway things, really. But the Pro Tank had a glass tank.
Yeah,
and you could. I remember threading them on with cotton after somebody said to me, "You can put
when it first came out, it was revolutionary."
Yeah,
pull it apart and put cotton.
Gus said if you could rebuild the VV Nova, you can rebuild anything.
I think it's got to be a baptism of fire, recoiling a Pro Tank.
Yeah, well, I think all of those, well, apart from the C4, C5, and the Aspire K1, you could rebuild all of them. Like, you could rebuild the VV, the Pro Tank, and the Nautilus Mini, actually. And if you could, you could do any fucking thing now. No problem at all.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
I went down the Intercom path initially, and the Pro Tank 2 was a revelation for me because the eye clears were a bit ropey.
They were, yeah.
And the Pro Tank was the actual, genuine flavour from that.
Yeah, I remember it. I loved it. I loved my one. I think I've still got it somewhere.
They did the Mini, they did the 2, and then they did the Pro Tank 3, and the Pro Tank 3 wasn't any better than the 2, was it?
No.
And that's where they sort of stalled, wasn't it?
I went straight to the IGO L after the Pro Tank.
Yeah, I was on to rebuilding after these. I was off.
Yeah.
So I think the Pro Tank to the Reomizer was my first rebuildable.
I bet, but it's better. You thought, fuck, there's so much rum in here.
Yeah.
So
it was a bit fiddly pulling that little rubber bung out of the Pro Tank, wasn't it?
The Pro Tank's cool. I'm glad that it got in the top 3. Actually, it's a nice thing. The CE45, I guess this is just sort of volume and
with a go-to part of Atty, weren't they? That's what
I voted for it. Do you know what? It's still I'd hands down. I reckon it's the most vaped tank in the world now.
Yeah, I think it of all time, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's awful.
Oh fuck! No, I'm not denying that, but that don't make any difference. That's Hall of Fame. It's made how many people has quit smoking because of the CE4, CE5?
How many people have carried on smoking because of the CE4, CE5?
Oh yeah, but I'll give it with the bottom dual coil on the BDC on the Nautilus Mini, which is why I didn't vote for it. It's because it was so shit. It was like an upside down Pro Tank coil.
The C4, C5's like a boxer that's lost 70 out of
But
125.
it was
Yeah, but what a legend.
It was the cheap thing. You could go on eBay and buy.
They're still doing it.
10
You
of
can still
them
buy them in
for a fiver.
Poundland now.
Yeah, if you
can
go to
buy
a petrol
version of it
station,
in
they're still
Poundland.
there.
Yeah, still there.
I mean, they were the first thing I used to actually stop me smoking, to be honest, on an Ego. One of those. Some of those.
I would argue for the C4, C5, Richard. If you picked that up, or you picked a Cigarlight up, the old Cigarlights,
Yeah,
which one would be more likely if you just keep vaping?
absolutely. And it must have converted millions of smokers.
You saying that, John? That was exactly what I did. I just picked up a Cigarlight and started smoking again. Then I stopped. When
I did. I
had
had a blue.
Oh, it
I
might
had a
even
blue
be
and took-
C3s, actually. I don't know. I can't remember now.
And then the winner, the Nautilus Mini. What more can we say about the Nautilus Mini? Still around, still popular.
You know, that's one Atty I've never, ever used, ever.
No one's really beaten it yet in terms of low wattage clearomizer.
I bought one for my uncle the other month, actually, but I haven't. Nautilus, a new Nautilus.
Yeah,
The Nautilus 2. Coils and the Nautilus 2 are a lot better.
yeah. So, but I guess you still see them now. You still see them around. They've been very successful. I can totally get why it's come first, but
Yeah, I think the order's right there, really.
But so if the order right, which ones are going in? Just the Mini?
Top 3, I reckon.
I'll go top 3.
I'd even say top 4, actually, even the Vivi Nova, because that was just a slight step up from a C4 at the time, wasn't it? It was you're a bit more into it if you got one of those instead of a C4.
If the BVC coil hadn't come out, would the Nautilus Mini be up here?
Well, it would for people because Mark's giving me shit in chat. Mark Todd, because he liked the bottom dual coil. It was BDC. I apologise. The BDC sucks cock as much as the fucking BVC did as well. So, but I have to say I kept saying the wrong thing. I think they both sucked until they fixed it.
James, all 3?
3 or maybe even the 4. You got to remember this.
Here's a shit.
Yeah, but it was out there, wasn't it? When
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good or bad it was.
I'm going to remember
in
that.
comparative terms,
against the big the top
at the time you had very little to better it. The Vivi Nova was a little bit of a step.
He got 3.
2. Oh yeah, 3.
Have we ever paid any attention to how many votes something gets?
I do. I'm in tune.
How many? You got to remember, we're in such a limited market in our group. How many people have actually been vaping 5+ years?
I just know from when I started, and I had no contact with any other vapors whatsoever. There were C4s, and there was a Vivi Nova, which was a big brother. That's the one you might get to go up to upscale a little bit.
Brad, what do you think?
The top 3.
Yeah, me, John, and
3
Brad.
I've had experience with. The Vivi
top
Nova
3 then.
I never even touched.
Oh, you do?
Let's bring Connor in to break it.
Yeah.
See what he says.
Yeah,
Vivi
can't-
Nova.
can't-
Do you think the Vivi Nova should go in?
Me? I think the Pro Tank. I mean, the C4 and 5. I think top 3. I never.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man.
To be honest, I mean, by the time the Nautilus Mini had came out, I had already moved on to rebuildables. But out of those top 3, the Pro Tank is something that I own many of and enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's this week's Hall of Fame. What's next? Brad, have you got a bit?
Yeah, should I do one of the giveaways?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what we've done is, with iOS tradition, we've asked our guests to choose a number between 1 and 1,000.
This is definitely your fault. Watch what happens in chat.
Oh no, I know. It's
Too
gonna go
many
back.
numbers, man. The chat's going to go crazy.
The closest person.
But tell them
Look.
only do it if you really are going to go.
Yeah. If you need a
If
ticket,
you need a ticket, if you want to go, if you're going to show up and collect this ticket, great. If you don't, I will track you down in the group and I will block, ban you, burn you at the stake. Between 1 and 1,000, and we've got 3 tickets to give away. And we'll let that fire away. I'm going to watch chat.
And then what we're going to do, make up filler.
Yeah, you guys make up filler.
Well, I've got a little bit. I've got a quick little bit.
Go
Before
for it,
we
go
go
for it.
into his, it sort of leads on to his. I've got a quick one that somebody showed me earlier. There's a judge caught vaping his way through a high-profile murder trial.
Good man, your nicotine.
Oh
take
yeah,
the edge off.
my hat goes off to this fella. Yeah, this old judge, he's doing it. He's there having a little tug on his cigar-like, and he's not any bother to anyone. And the journalist picked up on it, and yeah, I think good, fair play, good on him. My hat goes off to you, Judge Vincent Del. Yeah, Giddis.
Looks like a blue. He's got a blue there, John. Pound.
Hey.
Yeah, I quite like that. That's quite good to see. What do you? Has this been anything? I don't suppose this has been big news over there, has it, Connor? But
yeah, it's I wouldn't call it big news, but it's been displayed quite a bit.
yeah, I mean, it's just nothing's happened to the bloke, but apparently it's illegal to vape in public buildings, holding a $2,000 fine. And the media picked up on it and asked him about it, and he just said no comment. So, but yeah, he was having a stressful time in a high-profile murder trial, having a bit of a vape as he's going, and
I like it.
I reckon we've got a couple of winners in chat. We've got Simon Watson's pretty close, and Dr. Cut and Paste is pretty close.
Yeah, I think Dr. Cut and Paste is close.
Hold on.
let's give him a clue. Let's give him a clue. What?
Between 400 and 600.
Between 500 and 600.
Dr. Cut and Paste has been knocked out by Jibby Jeffs. What are we going for? Between what?
Between 500 and 600.
Go for it. Between 500 and 600.
I must say, I like that it's been controlled. It's clearly just the people who need a ticket who are taking part now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Oh, Grumpy, you're on
I
it.
think you're going to have to count. I think, Brad, can you count down from 20 and then just kill it?
Yeah.
Don't have to do it in your head.
Oh, I don't have to count down
It's
anymore.
almost
Oh,
enough
you don't.
tickets
You
to
don't.
share.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
It's almost
Is that
enough
a winner?
tickets for everyone.
Schwartzy 71. Is that the Schwartzy?
It is
Yeah.
the Schwartzy. Yeah.
If the Schwartzy doesn't show up, I'm going to hunt him down.
he'll be there. He'll be there.
I think you could do a deal. If Schwartzy's not bringing somebody, then I think the second ticket goes to Jibby Jeffs.
Yeah, Jibby Jeffs. We'll give Jibby Jeffs a ticket. I've got a spare.
Okay, so that's two of the tickets gone, and we're going to give the third away on the group, aren't we?
We'll
see what five.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the end of that.
It's got 5.
Cool. All right.
Oh,
Schwartzy.
5 tickets. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
shit.
but we need to know whether Mr. Schwartz, tell us in chat. Do you want 1 or 2 tickets? Are you coming with anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take a minute for that.
Okay, that's fine. All right, we're going to shift on so we don't end up with dead air. Should we do what we did? Try for Tarbar. Yeah, try for Tarbar.
Yeah.
Try for Tarbar.
You're going to love this, Connor. Wait till you see this.
Wait till you've never seen anything like it.
Someone sort out the tickets while this is happening.
Yeah, I got it.
Schwartzy wants 1 ticket. How many tickets do you want, Jibby Jeffs? Because if you don't want the third one, I've got an idea.
Things that remind you of vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all.
Yeah, it's try for Tarbar time. It's things that remind you of. This is a usual spot around this time of night, Connor. This is things that remind you of vaping that aren't really vaping at all. So it's things that remind you of vaping, but they're not really vaping at all. Try for Tarbar. Let's go. How we doing for time? We're doing for time.
We're doing it quick. We're doing it quick.
That's a big one.
We've got quite a few to get through. So this is you've seen these in pegs, and this is what this is. He's took this. It's a close up. But I think this lady was in front of him in the queue in Superdrug, and he just snapped. Oh, look at that! Looks like a Triumph Batava. And he took a photo. That was from.
That's from Adnan Sabligic.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you said that one. That's from Adnan. Thanks very much, Adnan. Next one. This one I've included this one because I think this is filler. It's gone down
in history, isn't it? Dean and the Giraffe Gate has gone down in history. So
it is. This is a Dean-based Triumph Batava. It's already Giraffe. It reminded him of Dean, which reminded him of Vaping, and that's why it's on the show. Next one. This one came from Alex Brewer. He's over in New York for a conference or something like that. He saw this, you've got the steam rising from the underground thing with the trains.
Yeah, that's reaching.
That's from Alex Brewer. Next one is from Andy Bradley.
That's a good one. It's even got airflow on it.
Now that one looks a lot.
Yeah.
It's very muddy. It's very muddy. I think it might be a pepper grinder.
Salt grinder. Look, you can see the salt in it. Look.
Oh, yeah, it might be, or it might be a salt grinder. It's got the window in there. That hasn't got any liquid in. It's got salt in it.
But it's good. Look, it's even got an airflow like a Kennedy Atty. It's good.
It's good. It's nice. We like it. We like it to try Batava. This one is awesome. This is just awesome.
This fool thinks he's Charlie Chaplin.
This dude with that hat, and it's not a hat. It's his hair. It's a strong look. But if you see check out this dude. Of course, it says in the top there, what's more outrageous than haircut on the name? He's called Quindarius Gooch.
Unlawful possession of marijuana. Yeah.
He looks like it.
Hairdresser was on it as well. There you go.
This is possibly my favourite from this week. This is not really a Triumph. It is a Triumph Batava, but it's also something that reminds you of Triumph Batava. This is the Travaba.
Remind you of Travaba, but aren't really.
I don't know what the acronym for that is. This came from Bobby, from the beautiful Bobby Drago, and this made us laugh. It really made us laugh. Looks like a nice gaff too.
Very good.
Next one. Oh, this one. Yeah, Dan Goodchilds. This is apparently, I don't know anything about engines. This is apparently a Pinto engine. What? Anybody got any idea what that means?
I think that was reaching. I mean,
that's
a Pinto car. I mean,
come on, Dan.
Reaching.
And not just that. I think a true Triumph Batava should be stumbled upon.
Yeah, I think that is going searching.
I would like to know what the hell makes that a Pinto engine, because I wasn't even aware there was an engine named after me.
Yeah.
All I can think of is the Fiat Punto. Not the
it does look like it'll go up.
Unless the motor from the Chevy Pinto or Ford Pinto.
Ford.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's the.
But we had a Ford Pinto on last week.
Exactly. That's what he did. He just went searching. Dan, hang your head in shame. You reach.
Okay. Does anyone know what this one is?
No.
Okay, this is from Clerks.
Clerks.
Dave Groves.
Yeah. And this is from Dave Groves. And this is when when G and Silent Bob are outside the Vic and Bob, when G and Silent Bob are outside the
convenience store,
video store or whatever, convenience store. This is his Russian mate who wants to start a metal band, and he sings this song called Berserker, and it's very funny.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's very funny. I'm not saying it's absolutely filthy.
Muji.
Of course, this is Muji. This is from David Owens.
Yeah.
Somebody said Muji is just is this the cotton man? I'm not sure if this is the cotton manufacturer. Somebody said Muji in Japan is just that's just Tesco's. I'm not sure if that's true. Next one. It's not true.
Oh, that's quite a good one.
This is from Dave Smithson. He PM'd us this particular one. And he said to us, "Is this? Have you seen my new 14 milliamp sort of thing?" I was like, "Oh, that what is that?" But it's not a 40 milliamp. It's a milling bit. I think is the general.
Very good.
It looks good. It's a good Triumph Batava.
That looks like an RDA for you, James.
It does. I would like that. I like that
one.
a lot.
I like that.
What the fuck?
Oh, we got a video here.
Oh, we're audio visual in this show.
Yeah.
This is from Fro Taylor.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's quite funny. It's quite funny.
Is this the dolphins playing with it? Dolphins do this, don't they?
I've seen dolphins do it. I don't know whether this one is dolphins. We don't get the originator of the actual air rings. But it's a good one. It's a good one. I like the look.
It reminds me of vaping, but it's not really vaping. That works.
Yeah.
Next.
Absolutely.
I have to go really quick. He's got loads.
Cigar.
Yeah, cigar. I don't know why cigar. I mean, thanks very much, JS. Is it JS Green, that one?
Things that
Yeah,
remind
JS Green.
Oh, is he talking about Alpha as well? I mean, is Alpha?
I've got no idea. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
It's a square car. Look at how square that car is. That's a square car.
Not good, is it? No.
Next one.
Fucking hell.
From
We've got
Joe.
a few number plates.
Oh,
We've got a few. Vap. It's mainly vaping. Come on, let's move it on. Come on, let's speed it up a little bit.
Get it on.
This is from Johan Key Holstrom. He said only in Sweden or wherever it is he's from, one of them countries over there. Sorry, Stuart. Next one. This was from John Malcolm. This was things that remind him of a vaping sort of thing, but because it's a pound, John.
Oh, it's only a pound. Fuck, yeah, I didn't even get it.
Pound. Well, and now things that are a pound remind him of vaping. That's a throwback a few.
I don't understand.
It's because blue was a pound, wasn't it?
Because the blue was a pound.
Is it things that remind him of iOS?
Yeah, but not really. John. Love your work.
Oh, John.
That's right.
John. Flip
That's good.
I'm surprised this one hasn't come up before.
I used to use that picture basically. When I saw somebody do up to some flipping, I'd use the flipper.
Yeah, it's certainly a vaping term now, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is a good one, though. Someone snapped this in the street. This is if you can zoom in on his tattoo with the orange calf there.
Good, yeah.
got a Darwin tattoo.
Got a Darwin, and obviously that's not Darwin mods. The Darwin tattoo came, not the Darwin tattoo. The Darwin logo came before the mods, but
a fish with feet. People have it on the back of their car in the UK. I quite like it because it's kind of like one of them to the Christian fish people. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Cool, thank you very much. Next one is this is the Rip Trip. This one just came in today. We're up to date. We're a modern, forward-thinking kind of Thursday night vaping.
I think that'd put you off buying it if you really like the top, but as a vapor, it said Rip Trip on the front. You're like, yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah, no, I'll even if it's in TK Max, I'm putting that back on that. I'm putting that back. I don't care. Next one. This is from Mark Ski. You saw this, obviously. So this is the vaporizer. It's amp. Look, it's a Fender vaporizer, 50s tribute amp. Hardly used. Limited edition.
Over packaged that Atty, isn't it? I think.
It's had a bit of a bash, I think. It's had a bit of a bash. That's the vaporizer amp from Moxie. Next one, let's give it one. We'll pile on through them. The Luxotic. Look, it's luxury. It's exotic. It actually is. It's a Rolls Royce. It's not a mod, but it reminds them of you. But next one. This is from Paul Iverson. Paul Iverson, the prolific. He could start his own. I don't know why Paul Iverson doesn't do his own YouTube channel, which is just Try Guitar Wars. I'll tell you why, Paul, because it's my idea. You can't steal it. But he piles them through every single week. Brilliant. And he's obviously he's a musician, Paul. If you don't know.
Is that because of my name? Is it?
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his own book. That's from Paul Iverson. I think the next few are from Paul actually. Yeah,
another one.
Yep, Paul. You know what he likes? He likes music, and he likes ideas.
The aspirations.
Who are these from?
Absolutely, we all love Frank, and it reminded him of Vapor. Next one, please.
Which Paul is this?
Paul Iverson.
Oh yes, the piano playing young man who is a bearded.
Yes, absolutely.
That doesn't like a little neck mod. Like it.
This one is from me. This one is me. This one popped up my timeline earlier on. You know what that is? It's called the Soft Slam. It's called the Soft Slam Light.
Oh yeah, it's a double guitar bar, really, then, isn't it?
Which could be. That could totally be the name of a mod. It could totally be the name of the Soft Slam Light.
Is his right hand little finger? The fuck is that?
Is there too many fingers there? Is there not enough fingers there?
No, but he's got a tiny right hand little finger. That's mental.
It does seem very weird, doesn't it? It seems very, very weird.
Yeah.
But that stops you. That stops your door from slamming. It's
Winner.
shh, soft and light. That's what the advert should be. Next one, keep them coming. This one, I love this one. It took us a little while to see it.
Yeah, when I saw it, I saw it as well.
I was like, it's a cougar. Oh, it's not a cougar. I see what he's saying. It's like a goon. It's a goon. But have you seen the coil he's got in there? It's one of them new roast chicken coils. Apparently, they're very, very tasty. Very, very tasty. That's from Stuart.
That one.
The next one is from Stuart as well. Next one.
It's good.
This is similar to the one we've just had. This is the oil and the vinegar kind of spritzer. Available on Amazon Prime. It's 5 stars. Might be good. Might check that out.
I'll be all right, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, next one. This one.
Oh, this is reaching. It's just
isn't it just Trev, you're reaching. You're really reaching.
Loads of things called Viper out there.
I like you. And you seem like a nice lad. However, you're reaching, mate. You're really reaching. Is it a box mod? Probably not. Does it say Viper? Yes, it does. Is that a try for Tarvar? I suppose it is. There you are.
It is a V2.
Next. Final one.
And this one is another one from Paul. And this is, I sort of introduced this feature last week with the.
Oh, it's
the opposite.
Vaping, but it reminds you of what? A blowtorch?
Of plumbing.
No, because this is something that is vaping that reminds you of something that isn't vaping. So
plumbing.
I'm calling this a Tav Bryota, which is things that are really vaping, but remind you of things that aren't.
Correct.
What does it remind him of then?
Well, it's
Plumbing.
like it's plumbing and shit in it. Look at that. Like plumbing and shit. Look. But it's all copper, and it looks like it should. I think I've got one of them sticking out of the bottom.
Who sent that? Who sent that?
That's from Paul Iverson again.
Paul, you're on the bones of your arse, mate.
No, that's good. That's
Paul,
I
we're
like
going to send you a fine in the post.
He's watched last week's show. He's went, oh, I like the idea of a Tav Bryota. I like that.
I'm having it.
Yeah, I commend him for that. He's got
So
something
what-
vaping that reminds me of something that isn't vaping.
Absolutely. Things that remind you of Tav Bryota. That's what we're calling them. I'm calling them Tav Bryotas. God damn it. And that was that. What was that? Thanks very much.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. What is next?
Mod showcase.
Oh.
All right then. That's Mod Showcase. Time a week again. Right, got 2 mods to show you this week. And they're very good. I'll just get straight into it. I will show you. The first one, we got a nice mod put on there this week by Mark Rowe. And he made this one. And he makes this one. I mean, he makes it and it looks like it's bought. And I think he's just knocking out some really high-end. I don't say high-end. I'll say, I don't know, what would you say? What would you say?
I call it high-end.
Yeah, it is high-end. It is high-end, but it's just so meticulous with his making these mods that they're just like, look like they've come out of a factory, you know.
Yeah, super pro.
I mean, they are, aren't they? You know, they're really well made, and he ends up with something that looks like that you'd think you'd buy from somewhere. That I don't know. It's different.
Like
it's different. So yeah, that's Mark Rowe. He made that this showed that this week, and I thought it was really very nice. Next up, we've got one from a guy called Simon Turner, and it's a good, honest mod.
Mod up a tree as well. Craig will be happy.
Yeah, it's a mods up a tree as well, which is extra bonus points.
75C.
75C, bit of wood, plate on top. What I actually quite like is he's actually got perspex on top. So you can see the top of the battery tube, and that's actually one of my battery tubes. So even better.
That's what you like.
I like the fact it's simple because that bit looks like a bit of oak.
It's honest. Do you know what I mean? It's honest. He's got a bit of wood. He's stuck a board in it, stuck a battery in it, a plate on the top, and he's away.
He'll have spent a bit of time on that wood as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
really
that.
nice. Very much like that.
I like that.
Yeah. So that was Simon Turner. Fair play.
Nice one, Simon. Very nice. Indeed.
And that's actually all I've got for Mod Showcase this week. So,
There's one time for a little bit of this.
yeah, let's have a chat to take us
Should
out.
we end on Trump? Have we got any more questions for Connor? Questions for Connor?
Well, has Connor got any questions for us?
Oh, yeah. Have you got any questions for us? Any British questions?
No, not really. Just looking forward to meeting you all in person.
Yeah,
Well,
it's gonna be ace.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of beers next week, mate.
have you got anything that you looking forward to seeing in the UK? Like, are you going to go for a little bit of a wander around London town?
Yeah, I really am. Well, my mom, she told me to take the train up to Scotland when I get a chance to on one of these off days.
Oh, okay. That's quite a way on the train.
I think
It's
it's a long
not-
way off.
In American terms, maybe not, but yeah.
How far?
5
It's about-
hours.
I think it's 6 hours. I think if you go,
Oh, yeah, no, I guess I won't be doing that then.
yeah, it's King's Cross to Edinburgh. Is what you
It'd be about 400 miles to the border, wouldn't it? 400.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I want to go see the jewels.
Oh, you can do that. Yeah. You want Tower of London to go and see the jewels.
Yep.
So get off at. I would say if you want to go to Buckingham Palace, get off at St James's Park, and then you walk through St James's Park. You'll see there's a Peter Pan statue at St James's Park, and then keep walking, and you'll see it down the Mall, and then you can wave at the Queen if she's in, and then fuck off back.
She's often in the window doing her ironing. So.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then she flashes every third Sunday. I think she does a flash.
Yeah.
Just the one boob.
Just one. Yeah, with huge respect for the royal family in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go to a couple watch shops. Me and Mark Robson were talking, and he said there's a couple nice watch shops there that
Oh yeah.
He'll know what he's doing around there. He'll show you.
Yeah, Robbo knows the score.
He was great. They canceled my flight to France, and he showed up, and we went and had a drink, and just got to talk, and we had a good time.
Oh, that's cool. Mark Robson's lovely.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Absolutely. Be good to see him at Jam. I think we're going to go for a read from the Trump book then, Richard.
Okay. I've handpicked 2 this week.
Oh, you're not asking? You're not asking?
No, fuck
You
'em.
can ask them if you want, but I'm just going to read these.
Nah, do you handpick?
Okay.
We could ask them for a number and you could pretend it's the one that you...
That's what I've been doing all the time. Okay, this one is on page 91, if you're keeping track, if you've got your little books. It's called Good Genes. Men are created equal. Well, it's not true. Some are smart, some aren't. Do we believe in the gene thing? I mean, I do. I'm blessed with good genes. Good brain, good size hands, German blood. We have people that are stupid. They cannot help the fact that they were born fucked up. Slow horses don't produce fast horses.
You're right about the genes, though. You do need good genes.
I'm at Levi's 527s myself.
I get mine from Next.
I like mine from Gap, actually. That's where my jeans come from.
Fucking hell, where do you buy your jeans from? 1996.
I need to pop in a Gap actually, see what's cracking on.
Yeah, they're shut. That's what's cracking on.
Right, this next one.
We have a real Gap. We just have a Gap outlet.
We haven't got
They're all
Gap.
Gaps, which is
We've
Gap
got
outlets now.
Gap in the shopping centre. It's not shut.
No, we haven't got what in London.
The Gap. Right, next one, page 15 is called MAGA. Will Smith did a great job by smacking that guy reporter who kissed him. Together we're going to fix our rigged system. Sarah Jessica Parker voted unsexiest woman alive. I agree. We must keep evil out of our country. A person who is very flat-chested is very hard to be a 10. We're going to make America great again.
It doesn't count because Sarah Jessica Parker is quite obviously a horse. So
Yeah, well, I'm surprised though because Trump actually quite likes whores, doesn't he? So
he quite fancies his daughter, which is quite.
yeah, I mean, they go with that. Not a prostitute, was she a stripper?
Porn star.
I
Porn
like Sarah
star,
Jessica
that's it.
Parker.
Paid a porn star because she reminded him of his daughter.
You're the one, Richard. But
Well,
why
that's
the long?
probably fake news. That's probably fake news, though. I bet he didn't say that.
I bet he did.
No,
But
he's
why
not
the
that
long
stupid.
face?
I know we don't like him, but he's not that stupid. That
He
he'd
said
say.
that. He said that. He did say that.
It's in a book. It's in a book, Rick. He must have said it. He must have said it.
He didn't write a poem about it, but
He did. He did.
it's
Yeah,
a collection of things he's really said.
He was. He did. It was in the press conference, wasn't it? He said that she was nearly as attractive as Ivanka, or whatever his fucking daughter was called. Oh. Sorry if you did vote for Trump, by the way. I didn't ask. Good.
Yeah,
He is the living embodiment of the Antichrist, if you believe in him. He's a.
I can't believe the shit that comes out of his mouth.
Right, it's the same over here. There's no good choices. You have to go one way or the other.
Absolutely. Sorry, Connor, go. Oh, okay. I think that's everything we've got this week, is it not?
I think it might be. Yeah, I'd say thanks for coming on, Connor. Can't wait to meet up next week and have a few beers and a bit of a yarn.
And we shall bring you a care box.
Check out the plug mods and Mum's Juice.
Yeah,
definitely. And if you're at Jam, go and meet Connor in person.
Yeah,
go to the Modders Block and say hi.
And don't forget to take him a Kinder egg.
Yeah. Everybody that goes.
Everybody bring Kinder eggs to Jam for
If you're
Connor.
going to go and see Connor, take a Kinder egg.
Yeah,
See how many we can give him.
Let's
I'm the one that's banned in the US.
I want him paying excess baggage when he gets home. There is one way round it. You can eat all the eggs and only leave the toys, and then your mate's got his toys, but you've eaten all the eggs. Then there's no toy inside. No
Actually, those eggs are actually very good little atomizer holders as well.
Are they really?
They're perfect size for a little 22 millati to go in the eggs inside.
Well, on that top tip, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for Connor for coming on the show, and we shall see you next Thursday. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Good night.
Thanks, Connor. Good night.